I'm finally getting to hunt. I'll tell you how it's been going. Every time I'm off on the weekends, it's raining, like a lot. And it finally stopped after this morning. I couldn't hunt this morning, but now I'm on vacation for 2 weeks. I can get out there this afternoon. I'm gonna hop in the boat. I'm gonna hit the high wall. I've got a perfect wind, and I'm hoping for the best. So let's go hop in the boat. All right, Halloween evening hunt. A little bit different strategy today. Have never ever hunted this spot. It actually butts up to my son's woods about 200 yards away, and it goes out into a little blob out here, the woods. It's like an island on the field. And I was getting pictures of a pretty good 10 when the corn on the other side of that blob was still standing. They've picked it since. But 2 times my son on the way to work has seen that buck cross the road coming out of this little strip right here. So I'm kind of taking a gamble. You never know. Might get lucky. I just want to see a deer on Halloween. I'm jinxed with that. I never ever see deer on Halloween, ever. Alright, well, that's my first kill out of a saddle. Unfortunately, I spine shot her. Misjudged her just a little bit, but she's down. Had to do a little bit of a follow-up arrow. But meat on the table. I didn't kill a doe last year, and she got away from me a little while ago. 2 of them came in, they went away. But that one came back and gave me a shot. I thought, heck with it, I'm going to take it. And it's going to be easy to get out of here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get down, take care of her. I think I might be back here in the morning. I don't know. Hopefully that buck will come back through. Go take her home, get her weighed for the trophy doe contest. Even though I'm going to be towards the bottom of the list, I don't care though. I love it and I'm very happy. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Bow hunt or die. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Weigh in on the doe. Woohoo! All right. Not touching the ground. Zeroed everything out. Nothing in the cavity, if you can see there. And we are 90.8. Good eating. Good morning. It's November 3rd. Very, very heavy frost this morning. I can see my breath for a change. I came in here yesterday with the boat. I moved this stand where I had it. You couldn't see deer unless they was in the shooting lane. It was so thick. But for the last 2 years, I figured out they're coming up a ridge line. And I finally adjusted the stand for that. So up here's where I've got some pictures of some really good bucks. They just didn't come out much in the daytime, but it's November 3rd. Everything's changing. They're chasing does. So I've got high hopes for this stand. So I better shut up and get off here before something starts moving early. We'll see how it goes. Alright, kind of slow. It's usually a late morning stand though. I gotta show you something though. I've come up with a name for this stand. I don't normally name my stands, but this one's a voodoo stand. Let me show you why. Kind of creepy. Okay, there's a sacrificial altar table down there. Check this out. There's bones all around my stand. Well, that kind of worked out. They did exactly what I thought they would. They came up that ridge beside that big gully. It's just the wrong buck. That's about my luck. All right, November 3rd, evening hunt. It's warmed up to low 50s right now. Still feels pretty good out, but I'll tell you what, after moving this stand yesterday, I had it 30 yards behind me, and I kept seeing deer coming up on this other ridge over here and cutting through a thicket to my side, and they change their pattern sometimes. So once I keyed onto that, I moved the stand here, trimmed it out yesterday, and sure enough, I had 2 does come up that ridge, and they had a small spike with them, and about 30 minutes later, pretty cool, real heavy-bodied 6-pointer come up. He was real cautious, really wasn't rutting that hard, but he was definitely following them. And I had 2 other does that I couldn't get on film because they was in the thick stuff behind me a little bit later. And then I had another one blowing at me somewhere. My wind was good, so I'm not sure if it was me that was blowing at or what. But anyway, gonna sit this one out. Hope one of them big guys that I'm after comes in here. I checked the cam on the way out. I had pictures of both the shooter bucks that I'm after. So, and that was way down that way, about 400 yards. This is typically bedding up in here, so I'm hoping they're up here around these does. We'll see. Shot a pretty decent buck. I think he's a big 8. I think I might have pictures of that buck. I'll have to go back and look. Not a giant, but who cares? He's a big mature buck. He's heavy. Long tines. Oh, man. Where I stopped him at, actually he stopped before I stopped him. I had just went over here and sprayed some buck bomb. And I've got a game camera right down there I put right before I climbed up here. And as soon as he hit that spot, man, he stopped on a dime. I went back and reviewed the footage. I think I'm good. Maybe just a little bit back, but I'm pretty sure I'm good. But I did not hear him crash. I knew it was going to be a good evening. I just had that feeling. All right, I got to look at the footage one more time. I got to make sure. Bowhunt or die, baby. All right, went and got my son Tanner. I told Dalton just to keep hunting. Tanner was at home mowing, so he wanted to go, so I said, come on. So he's cameraman. We actually made it all the way back on the quad, and we're going to head in there to where the stand is. The buck was heading this way. I don't know if he made it over to this trail or past it or what he did, so we're going to go from the beginning and just start from there. There's the arrow. Here we go, first blood. He God, I can't tell which way he's going. I think he went across this way towards that quad trail. All right, that's a start. All right. Well, this is really not the kind of update I was hoping to give. Me and Tanner went out looking for that deer after waiting probably an hour and a half. And took a while to even find the first blood. And immediately there was no bubbles in it. But we kind of picked up on it. It was pretty spotty, and then Tanner finally found a place where he crossed the log, and it kind of opened up, and I found a clump with bubbles in it, and then I thought it was getting good, and then it just got down to spots again. And the last spot I found was kind of watery looking, bright red. So we decided we was going to back out. I think it's going to be a good call. I keep going back and looking at the shot. If anything, it's back just a touch, maybe just a down low, just a little bit, I don't know. But I'm going to resume in the morning. It's going to be 29 degrees in the morning, so, and luckily we don't have a coyote problem in the big timber where I hunt, so still got high hopes. I just keep replaying that shot and looking at it, and it don't look that bad. So I don't know. I'm hoping for a better update in the morning, so we'll see you back in the woods. Alright, this is the spot we decided to call it last night. This was the last blood we found right here. Kind of goes down that way. So I'm hoping to pick back up on it from here. Got to figure out which direction. It's really hard to find, especially in a lot of these pine needles. I found him. I was actually heading back to get my stuff to figure out what I was going to do and maybe try to find blood again. and there was a little hill right there. I'm in the old coal mine ground, these spoil banks. And I thought, I'll get up on that hill just so I can see a little bit better around me. And as soon as I walked up on the hill, there he was. He was laying on top of that hill. It was blind luck, but man, I'm elated. I'm elated. Oh, I stinking love bow hunting. Wow. Ow. Take me to the cheek. All right. Talk about getting lucky. Wow. Shot still to me looks great. I lost blood last night. Me and Tanner was out here looking, and I got to give props to him. There was 3 times that I was losing blood and he ended up finding it again. So he kept us on the right track anyway. But where we left off last night and I picked up this morning, there was no more. I grid searched all over the place. And like I said earlier, I got lucky because I had walked all over the place and I was walking past this on my way back and I seen this hill and I thought I'm gonna get up on it just so I can have a better vantage point and see. I come up and all I seen was tine sticking up. Here he is. He's got 2 beds up here and a couple other blood spots where he kind of walked around last night, so evidently it took him a while to expire. But I'll tell you what, it's a heavy deer. He don't have a real big rack, but man, he's got some mass on him. I do have game camera pictures. This was a dead giveaway right here. And I can remember when I got pictures of this deer, I was saying, man, a big old heavy deer. Neck on him is huge. I mean, absolutely enormous. So I think he might be a 4-year-old. He just don't have nothing in the headgear department. And that's one of the traits around here. If you remember that buck I killed years ago with the 3rd beam, his rack was about this size, but he was all bladed and he had that other beam, and he was an old buck. But man, I'm tickled to death. Feels so good to find him. I was really getting worried. And the guys kept encouraging me, and they kept looking at the video I sent them last night, and everybody was saying, that's a dead buck. You'll have him today. And they was right. Thank you guys. Appreciate the encouragement. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoy. Until next time, bow hunt or die.